You drop down to the weekly charts. You can see here this gigantic double bottom that we made. And then inside of that weekly double bottom, we have a daily support level. Inside of that daily support level, we broke a series of traditional short setups last week, and now we're making our very first pullback after the trend break. Now that's a little bit of a strange looking candle here, and it is, but that candle, that is just a bad print. We are running right into the long setup here. The euro doesn't have this setup, of course. The euro doesn't have this setup. We're running right into our very first measured move long after the trend break. And the reason that this is such an important moment here is because we were anticipating an indice rally on Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, Friday afternoon, as we were going into the close of the week. We were anticipating that the indices would continue to grind higher until the dollar ran into this support level. And then there was a big question mark of whether the indices were going to continue to hold up despite the fact that this incredibly negative correlation still exists inside of our broad markets. There's a negative 0.88 on the S&P 500. So as we're coming out of the morning here, as we're coming into the 10 o'clock and especially the 11 o'clock time frame, you can see that the dollar is starting to pick up and grind higher as we're going into our afternoon. And the forces at which we're creating the indice rallies as we were going into Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, Friday afternoon, Sunday night, Monday here, you could make a case in US dollar terms they're over. Let's look a little bit closer in relation to the financials. What are the financials doing? We are clearly bouncing off of support. This is, again, what was creating our tailwind as we were coming into the end of the week. We were anticipating that the indices would rally higher until Bank ran into some kind of opposing measured move. And I think that you could also make a case here that Bank has run into an opposing measured move short as we're coming out of the daily doldrums. So that's going to be interesting to pay attention to. And then there's in VIX terms. The VIX had plenty of room to continue to sell off as we were going into Friday afternoon, into Sunday night and Monday morning, as long as we hadn't run back into our lows of the week or our profit target or the old contract lows to highs. Now, those are three different variations of support levels down here. And so all of the forces that were creating our tailwind for the indices, dollar weakness, bank strength, and VIX weakness, we have to question now. And that's from Thursday afternoon until now, until we're coming out of the daily doldrums. And so I have some questions about as we move forward here into our afternoon, look at what we're running back up into. We're running back up into last week's highs of the week, which has been the top of our range up here, hasn't it? It's been the top of our range. Here's Friday's trading hours highs. Now, of course, we did make a Globex new high last night, but as you can see here, this is just the top of a range. And so if we were fueled higher off the bottom of this range by dollar weakness, bank strength, and VIX weakness, and now we have dollar strength. This stream continues at eMiniAddict.com. The link is in the description. Join me there for tools and resources for learning measured move trading. I wrote the book on the measured move. Check out the hundreds of others that have learned trading plan development, pattern recognition, money management, and trading discipline with me to become the best, most confident trader that you can be.